And good evening, everyone. We welcome you to Lewis Downs, beautiful Gainesville, Florida. I am Jimmy Rakes, your stride by stride guide for tonight's 10 race schedule. We will hear from my colleagues, Chris Lewis and Nate Willett, here in a few moments. But first, let's take a look at tonight's weather and track conditions. As you can see, no rain tonight here in the swamp. We've got the dirt track and the synthetic track both running fast, and the turf track running firm. All right. Let's, for more on tonight's action, I should say, here at Lewis Downs, let's send it over to Chris.
Thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, really standard weather tonight. So first off, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, especially those whose husbands or kids or whatever are participating in the league. You guys are the best.
No,
Happy
only
birthday,
those.
Jimmy. Well,
Only. Yeah.
and then also though, these new moms. Um, those okay, Andrew's drawn on our screen. Maybe I can prevent that. Uh,
I don't know how I did that. Sorry.
that's all right. Well, let's see if it'll go away. So these several moms are the first year moms horses in our horse racing league. Those that are 7 or younger are going to return to racing in just 2 race days, including A grade horse Portugal the Fast. All right, and then a reminder about the draft is hold on, let me get rid of these if I can. They're all drawings. There we go. All right. Draft is June 14th. So be ready for that, 8 o'clock. I'm going to post some rule changes for next year in the Slack tonight or tomorrow. If you don't want to concern yourself with it, you don't need to yet because they're for next year. But in case that's going to have some bearing on your strategy going into the draft, I want to announce it as early as I can. So I'll put it in the Slack instead of going over it all right now. But so look for that. We got something new, Jockey Silks. Zach and Nate's stables have made some and sent them over. You guys probably saw those in the Slack. They're awesome looking. Nate's, of course, the green, and Zach's the purple. Zach just told us it took him just 2 minutes to make his. Right, Zach? He's muted. He said it took that he spent a
Right,
little
that's
more
right.
time. What's that, Zach?
That's right.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Well, they turned out great. If you guys want to make your own, check out how on the Slack. There's just like a online form. You just pick your colors. It can be simple. All right, so we're at the halfway point. Kalen is in first place. We've had 7 stakes races in the first half, but 4 owners have hogged them all. Kalen got 2, Jimmy got 2, Alex got 2, and Zach got 1, and it was the biggest one of the year so far, the Saudi Cup. So we're at the halfway point with 7 stakes races so far, but there are 18 in the second half. So we got a big second half coming up. Recapping the claims so far, there's been 13 of them. Charlie has spent the most and added the most horses, 4 horses at almost 150 grand. And Johnny has sold the most and made the most in claiming sales, both total sales, 125 grand, and net gain because he's also bought some, but the net gain is Johnny up 64,500 at the halfway point on claims. All right, new segment. We're gonna do some Nate's knowledge. Nate, you there? Ready?
Yes, I am ready to go.
All right.
So adding to the halfway mark, I've just added some basic information about kind of the races so far. So we've had 92 total races. 69 of them were allowance, 16 claiming, and 7 stakes races, like you mentioned. In terms of surface, we've got 49 on the dirt, 16 on synthetic, and 27 on turf. Then on the right, we've got the race length here. Looks like a 9 is the most with 16, next to 10 and 8 looks like the most we've got there. So been good season so far. Looking forward to the rest of it. But I also will want to add if any of you saw the Kentucky Derby broadcast, this guy, Steve Kornacki, clearly saw my first Nate's knowledge about post position finishes in HRFL and stole it from me. So I guess it just shows the influence of our league getting out there. So
Boo, Kornacki.
Yeah, and the influence that Nate is already making as part of the broadcasting. The other Kentucky Derby had to steal his stuff. Very good, Nate. And
shame.
and those
The
charts,
fake Kentucky Derby.
yeah. And those charts might help me as I plan races moving forward. All right, we
Excellent.
got an exclusive interview with Stefan joining us tonight. Stefan, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Yes. All right. Hey, during last week's pregame show, we talked about Nate's recent success after the slow start. Over the past 3 weeks, he has the most wins in the league with 5, but you have the second most wins with 4. To what do you credit that recent rise in production?
Um, Really, I'm letting everybody get a little bit more rested.
Mm,
And at first I was trying to have a horse in every race, and now I'm really just entering them in the race they were made for.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Very good. All right. Hey, you were one of the stables that spent a lot of money in the draft at the start of the year. However, you're closer to sixth place than you are to last. Sixth place would win you a little money this year. Do you think you can make a run?
Ooh, that's the plan, yes. A little money would be nice. But honestly, my main goal for this first season was to beat a couple other competitors.
Yeah, who
Uh,
specifically?
Specifically Christian and Charlie. So I think I
Ooh.
already have more wins than both of them, so that's pretty cool. But if I could win some money on top of it, that's icing on the cake.
Hey, yeah, you're well on your way. All right, did you get to see your mom for Mother's Day today?
Yes.
Good, wonderful. All right, Stefan, good luck tonight and the rest of the way, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, here's a quick standings recap. Uh, I think it was a small week on day 9, but we still had a change in the top 3. I think Johnny and Brett keep leapfrogging each other back and forth. The distance between them now is less than $1,000, with Brett in second, Johnny in third. That's being a fun race to watch. All right, everyone's favorite segment, Jimmy, Dark Horse Detective.
Thank you, Chris. My dark horse this evening. I'm going in race 8, our maiden race tonight, and I'm going with Your Nightmare. Very scary sounding. Uh, Owned by Walt, and as you can see, they're one of 2 horses in the race that has 0 career prize winnings. So totally due to get that higher than 0, if you will.
Yeah.
E grade, obviously, I've got 4 D grade horses in there, but the have ideal distance of 10 furlongs for Your Nightmare. And I'll just say in closing, horses in race 8, you are literally facing your nightmare. So
Ooh.
good luck to you. Back to Chris.
All right, and I don't know if you said it's your nightmare to show, right?
Oh, did I
I
say
think
that?
I think that's what you said.
No, I'm going to win. We're going for the win.
All right, your nightmare to win. And yeah, 0 for 6 on being even in the top 6. Maybe this is her night.
Boom.
All right. All right, one last look at the standings. And we're doing Lewis. I'm going to try to add more of the pictures from around the stadium in these slideshows. All right, so first race up is race number 1.
Nice. Yeah, more pictures. I love the
Okay.
pictures.
All
That's
right,
good.
I'll do more pictures.
All right, race 1 about to get underway. We got 10 races tonight. Our first one, smallest purse, of course, 30,000, 10 and a half furlongs on the synthetic track, I believe. Did I
Yes.
read that right? Yeah. And claiming race to get us started. So 30,000 will get you one of these horses. We've got, of course, Criminy Sakes here as a 2-time winner. And yeah, what else? What else of note is there, Nate?
So I took a look. Some struggling horses in here. Criminy Stakes is probably the best of them in running in the law, but Banjo has not won any money since race day 2 of last year. So hopefully
Wow.
Banjo can turn it around here.
Sure. And then, hey, I'll note that all of these horses were owned by Jesse or Casey recently. They're all available for everyone else now.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, every one of them. All
All
right.
right. Let's head out to the synthetic track for our first race tonight. Last horse getting in the gate, and they're off. Ronnie and the Law and Ichigo setting the early pace, followed by Rumble Road. Criminy 6 now up in the top three. Tip of Pooh's Nose, Yellow Submarine, Oxford, comma, and Banjo rounding out the field, but it's Criminy 6 and Rumble Road back and forth. So go around the first turn, hitting the halfway point. Criminy 6, Rumble Road still setting the pace. Ronnie and the Law, Ichigo, Banjo trying to keep up, but Criminy 6 now about a half length lead over the field. Ichigo making a charge. And right there with Rumble Road in second, but Criminy 6 leaving everybody in the dust as they come down the stretch. Criminy 6 about to win. Slows down a bit, but there we go. Criminy 6 for the win. Fight for second. It's going to be Rumble Road. Then Tip of Pooh's Nose gets the show, followed by Banjo, Ronnie and the Law, Ichigo, Oxford, comma, and Yellow Submarine. Congrats to Criminy 6 on the win. Third career win.
How about that? Congrats, Criminy 6.
Any claims in there?
There were. All right.
Oh,
Yeah. So first, Rumble Road was claimed by Johnny, which means he probably no longer has the largest net gain from claims, but Rumble Road will head to Johnny's stable. Criminy 6, your winner, is headed to Zach's stable, as is Banjo. Zach claims Criminy 6 and Banjo. And that's it. So, but three of them.
all right.
Excellent.
Nicely done.
All right, race number 2.
All right, race 2, 9.5 furlongs on the turf. And we're not just kidding when we say it's just JK. Horse is here. Race number 2. The only owned horse, Zach's Central Bank, coming in with a K grade. And then we've got 4 J grade horses as well. Anything else there, Nate and Chris?
I've got my eye on Zoom Legionnaire. The last time Zoom Legionnaire raced on turf was race day 2, where he also started in the 6th post position and finished in second. So maybe some deja vu for Zoom Legionnaire.
All right, yeah, might like the spot. Only horse with a win is Cyrus Jones out of the group. Also has the most career prize money.
All right, looks like we're set out on the turf. And they're off. Sensei, followed by Earthling, Calamity, Cyrus Jones, Face the Facts, Zoom Legionnaire, and Central Bank appropriately in last. Earthling out front, Sensei right there. As we come to the halfway point. Pretty steady standings right now. Cyrus Jones now making it up in the top 3. Central Bank making a charge to the middle of the field, but it's Cyrus Jones, Earthling, Sensei now up into third. Very close 3-horse race. Rest of the field trying to catch up. Sensei now pulling away, though, as we come down the stretch. Half-length lead. Earthling trying to catch Cyrus Jones, and he does. It's going to be Sensei for the win. Earthling trying to hold off the field. Central Bank making a charge. It's going to be Earthling for the place. Central Bank, the show, followed by Zoom Legionnaire. Cyrus Jones, Face the Facts, and Calamity living up to his name in last. Congrats to Sensei on the win.
Yeah. Yes, congrats, Sensei. And Zach, the only owner with a horse in the race with the top 3 finish. Not bad.
There we go.
All right,
All
let's
right.
do the race 3.
Race number 3. We're going to do this one on the dirt. And just 7 horses in this race as well. 10.5 furlongs on the dirt, as we said. And females only for this one. What else you got, Nate and Chris?
So I'm looking at Palace Guard. She's been in good form this year, second, third, and third in her 3 starts this year.
I guess I'll just note, I just thought it was peculiar that the post positions went in grade order like that. That's just coincidence, but sort of fun.
Interesting.
Nice. See how that holds up here on the dirt.
Yeah.
And they're in the gate and off. Mr. Edward out to an early lead, followed by Conspire, Buttons and Zips in that. Superfluous Pizzazz, Dead Setter, a Palace Guard, and Database rounding out the field. Conspire, half-length lead over the field. Superfluous Pizzazz now up in the second. etc. making their way now up into second. But Conspire with the lead. No, it's Superfluous Pizzazz taking over. Conspire right there. Buttons and Zips in that now charging in the lead, but it's back and forth. 3-horse race. Neck and neck. Mr. Edwards, Superfluous Pizzazz. Buttons and Zips in that. Conspire now up there, making it into the lead, but Superfluous Pizzazz is right there. They're nose and nose, and it's Superfluous Pizzazz with the win for Kalen. Conspire in second, Buttons and Zips in that, and third for Nate, followed by Mr. Edward, Palace Guard, etc., and Database strolling in the rear. Congrats, Kalen. Superfluous Pizzazz, second career win.
Yes, congrats, Kaylin. She's here behind me. She's ecstatic. When I guess
Nice.
once you've won the Kentucky Derby and Belmont, that you don't scream and jump over this one. But another win for Kaylin, and she's in first in the league. This only grows that lead.
Yeah, win's a win.
Indeed.
All right.
That
Now
was win number, what is that? Win number 5 on the year for Kalen.
nice.
As
Congrats, Kaylin.
we-
All right, here's the males only counterpart to the last race, Jimmy race number 4.
All right, yeah, same length, 10.5 furlongs on the dirt. And we've got Hobby Jogger in the K. K grade, all I could afford. And Schoolyard Chum, though, probably no. Am I messing up my alphabet? I'm just going to send it to Nate and Chris. Y'all take it away.
So I'm looking at the possible budding rivalry between Star Camaringo and Swanson. This is the
Oh.
4th time they faced off this year. Star Camaringo getting the best of it 2 out of the 3. So
No kidding. Yeah, and they're
Awesome.
both new to the league as part of the expansion draft. And how about Nate? Both of them have never finished outside the top 3.
got some quality horses.
Nice. All right.
Nate's
Looking
yeah.
forward.
All right. Well, I
forward to
got
a good one
Stefan here
here.
with I got Stefan here with me. Nate's also in the booth, so here we go. We'll kick that rivalry off with both of them here.
All right, horses in the gate. We've only got 6. Everybody's getting some money, and they're off. All I could afford. Out early, followed by Schoolyard Chum. Hobby Jogger up into third. There's Swanson. Step down now up into third. And Star Camaringo rounding out the field. But Schoolyard Chum, all I could afford. And Swanson setting the pace. As we reach the halfway point, Swanson now taking the lead. All I could afford. There in second, Schoolyard Chum. Step down, not far behind, but Swanson with a half-length lead. Step down now, charging towards Swanson. 2-horse races. They come around the turn. Schoolyard Chum, all I could afford, trying to keep the pace, but it's a 2-horse race between Step Down and Swanson. Star Camarino charging, but Step Down charges and wins by a full length over the field. Swanson now closing into second and gets it. Star Camaringo in third. All I could afford in fourth. Schoolyard Chum ends up in last. Hobby Jogger snabs. Ooh, I should have known a new word. Snabs fifth. Congrats to Step Down, the only free agent in the field.
Yeah, bummer for the unowned horse to steal the purse, but I'm glad the rivalry was pointed out to us because Swanson and Star Camaringo, second and third, rivalry remains, and they've both now still finished in the top 3 in every race they've run in.
Back and forth. Step down. Looked like you stepped onto the moving walkway at the airport.
Yeah, let's take a look at that because it was close, and then
And then
the moving
It's right
walkway.
there.
All right, good deal. Race number 5 out of 10.
all right, awesome. This one's going to be on the turf as well. Our maximum distance of 12 furlongs and a purse of 60,000. Once again, just 6 horses, so everybody's going to get a little bit of money. And Zach there with No Diggity, Prickly Pete, and all G's, so it should be a close one. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, I'm looking at Sincerest Form. They have back-to-back second place finishes on race day 2 and race day 8, so they're looking to break through it for today.
All right, how's Play Make Believe look tonight, Nate?
Oh, Play Make Believe looks great. He's been very good this year for me, so it was a big pickup. I'm happy to have him.
All right, very good. We'll see how it shakes out on the track.
All right, out to the turf here, and they're off. Sincerest Form taking early lead over Helicopter, Play Make Believe. There's Prickly Pete, Imposter Syndrome, and No Diggity rounding out the field. But Sincere's Form setting the pace early as he come over the first turn. Play Make Believe charging into first. Helicopter now up into second. Sincere's Form keeping pace though. Prickly Pete trying to get up into that top three. But right now it's Sincere's Form and Play Make Believe back and forth. Helicopter, no diggity making a charge, but Play Make Believe slowly building that lead as they come around the last turn. Sincere's Form there in second. No diggity now up into third. Prickly Pete trying to charge, but Play Make Believe setting the pace over half length over the field. Sincere's Form right there. Play Make Believe slowing down a bit, but it's a win for Nate. And Play Make Believe, Sincere's Form in second, followed by Prickly Pete, No Diggity, Helicopter, and Imposter Syndrome. Another win for Nate. Number 10 on the season. And Play Make Believe getting win number 2.
All right, congrats, Nate.
Thank you. Staying in good form. So add a second win to his 2 second places.
Yeah, that's a hell of a year.
And it's real. It's not make believe.
No.
It is real.
It's real. It's
Man,
so
It's
real.
spectacular.
All right, on to race 6. Still on the turf, but we're just going 9 furlongs. Grades are all F for Fenton, and we've got 10 of them here. Take it away, boys. What you got?
I'm looking at my former horse, Arbitrary Lines. Has raced 2 other times on turf in his career and won both. So
Is
pretty menacing.
does Arbitrary Lines, is he still tied for the all-time most wins, or did he get past?
No, because the most wins is 5, so he can get back up there with another win today.
All right, yeah. All right, pretty good size
There we
field
go.
compared to the other ones. 10 in this one, Jimmy.
Indeed. As we said, all F grades, so we should have a close one. But you never know here at Lewis Downs. Horses in the gate and they're off. Fumble Ruski out to an early lead, followed by Arbitrary Lines. Moratorium there. Take Me to Your Leader up into third. Indigo Esperanza, forget about it. Moratorium. Frush, We Used to Stomp Home Movies, and Paid Actor rounding out the field. It's Fumble Ruski, though. In first, Arbitrary Lines. Take Me to Your Leader. Indigo Esperanza. We're flipping every second here. Fumble Ruski now back into the lead and building it. Over a half length over the field. Second place, very close. Arbitrary Lines. Frush, forget about it. Indigo Esperanza now making a charge toward Fumbleruski and taking the lead. It's Indigo Esperanza and Fumbleruski as we come down the stretch. Fumbleruski back into the lead. Indigo Esperanza trying to keep pace, but it's looking like Fumbleruski. It is indeed. Stefan and Fumbleruski with the win. Paid Actor in second. Indigo Esperanza with the show, followed by Forget About It. We Used to Stomp. Frush, Take Me to Your Leader. Home Movies. Moratorium. And Arbitrary Lines ending up in last. But again, congrats, Stefan Fumbleruski.
Congrats. That was a mouthful, huh? Fumble
A little
Ruski,
bit.
Indigo Esperanza.
I was Fumbleruski in my words here.
Yeah. But hey, congrats, Stefan. You're with us. And it seemed like it was Fumbleruski, Indigo Esperanza for most of the second half there. And then Paid Actor came from way down here, charging late to get to second. Really charged. Well,
Indeed. Very entertaining race.
all right. And yeah, how about Arbitrary Lines getting last? He's had plenty of other success. He's looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right. Yeah, congrats again, Fumbleruski. First career win and win number 8 on the year for Stefan. Let's go
Race 7.
race number 7. Got all owned horses in this one. And $70,000 purse, 9 furlongs on the turf, all E grade. So looking for another close one. And what else are we looking for, guys?
Definitely all eyes on Freeman T for me. Got second in the Lewis Downs Turf Championship last year. Won on race day 3. Got a lot of prize money there. So I'm gonna say he's the favorite.
Yeah, you certainly stick that when you're just looking at the stats here too, without even knowing about his success at 9 furlongs on turf. But they're also, when you look on paper, all pretty evenly matched as E-grade horses. So we'll see if the other ones can give Freeman T a run for his money.
All right, let's see here on the turf. And they're off. Bamboozler, Honey Wagon setting the pace, followed by Hoopty Doo Review, Freeman T up now in the second. No Thanks Diplomat up, taking the lead now over Freeman T. Dance Cards Full now in the second. And Freeman T rounding out the top three. Hoopty Doo Review now up there. Dance Cards Full taking the lead. Hoopty Doo Review charging. No Thanks Diplomat there as well. Past the halfway point. Bamboozler now up in the top three, but it's Dance Cards Full setting the pace. No Thanks Diplomat. Hoopty Doo Review charging. Hoopty Doo Review now in first. But it's a close one. Lots of horses, 4-5 here as we come down the stretch. Hoopty Doo Review trying to pull away, but the field will not let him. Dance Cards Full is right there. The No Thanks Diplomat as well. Hoopty Doo Review trying to hold off the field, and they do for Kalen's second win of the day. Hoopty Doo Review. Dance Cards Full ending up in second, followed by No Thanks Diplomat with the show, Dungeon Master, Bamboozler, Freeman T, Honey Wagon, Crucial Thanks, and 1.21 gigawatts is our trailer. Congrats again, Kalen. Second win of the day. Hoop to Do Review. First career win.
Congrats, Kalen. And yes, tightening her stranglehold on first place in the league.
There you go. Sixth win of the year for Kalen. And let's see, we're ready to go to race 8.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do race 8. This one's got your dark horse, Jimmy.
Indeed. That would be your nightmare. I knew that. $95,000 purse. Short one here, 6.5 furlongs on the dirt. And a varied field as we see. No, I'm looking at the wrong one.
We got it up here on the screen.
You got it right there. I got two things going here. 10 furlongs on the dirt. And but yeah, varied field. What do you got to note there? No winners here, of course.
Yeah, no winners, but maybe Seatback and Tray Table can keep the momentum going. He's got most of the top 3 finishes in this field. So let's see if Seatback and Tray Table can do what his stablemates did.
Yeah, he certainly got the most tries at getting the first win. This is his 10th race.
Indeed.
All right.
A maiden race, as I sort of said beforehand. As I said, no, everybody looking for their first career win, and they're off. Inventory Stickler and Gesundheit setting the pace. Groundskeeper right there. OIC now up in the third. Don't Get Me Started. CPAC and Tray Table. Jacuzzi Snowfall. Haywire. Picturesque. Infinite Wisdom. And Your Nightmare trying to make its way up. But it's Don't Get Me Started with a half-link lead over the field. Gesundheit right there. Inventory Stickler at OIC making a charge. But Don't Get Me Started. It's got a full-length lead over the field. OIC, only one trying to keep pace. Gesundheit, Inventory Stickler there. But Don't Get Me Started is blowing away the field. That's a full 2-length lead for the win. Stefan, second win of the day. Rest of the field still trying to finish. OIC and Inventory Stickler. Gesundheit making a late charge, and Gesundheit ends up in third. Photo finish with OIC in second. Inventory Stickler fourth. And then there's Your Nightmare, Haywire, Infinite Wisdom, Picturesque, Jacuzzi Snowfall, Seatback and Tray Table, and Groundskeeper. But congrats, Stefan. Second win of the day. Don't Get Me Started, of course, in this maiden race. First career win.
Getting him started.
There you go. You got it. Sorry.
Congrats, Stefan. He's pumped.
Yeah,
Well,
nicely
guys,
done.
How about that
win of the
margin of victory?
Just ridiculous. That's why I said, don't get me started, because once you get started, it's over.
He's probably still going.
It's right.
Yeah. It's like Forrest Gump playing football for Alabama.
It's right in the tunnel. Nicely done. All right, just 2 races left here tonight at beautiful Lewis Downs. And we've got race number 9 here. Second claiming race of the night, 60,000 to claim one of these horses. 9 furlongs on the dirt and just 6 entries. So everybody will get some money. All winners, all former winners, I should say, except for Digital Clutter there in 5th. What else you got, guys?
So my horse Ampersand's only win came in a $70,000 claimer last year. So similar situation. So hopefully he can get that win.
All right, yeah. We'll see. Jimmy, you got any special words for the second to last race of the
I
day?
was waiting to see if you had anything. Our penultimate race of the evening, of course. Our favorite word here.
All right.
All right, 6 horses here in our penultimate race, and they're off. Ampersand, followed by Red Scamper, Formulaic, Mount Timpanogos, Digital Clutter, and Hit by a Train, Formulaic. A slight lead over Ampersand as they go down the backstretch, building it up a little bit. Red Scamper trying to keep up, along with Digital Clutter and Hit by a Train. But it's Formulaic and Ampersand setting the pace. Red Scamper now making it a 3-horse race. It's Ampersand, Red Scamper, Formulaic trading the lead back and forth. Formulaic now in the lead as they come down the last turn. Ampersand's there. Red Scamper into the lead. Ampersand not far behind, and it's Red Scamper and Ampersand neck and neck as they finish. It's going to be a close one, but it's Red Scamper for Brett, Ampersand in second for Nate, and Formulaic with the show for Johnny, followed by Mount Timpanogos, Hit by a Train, and Digital Clutter. Congrats to Brett. Red Scamper, win number 2 for their career.
Congrats, Brett. And it was the only horse he entered into a race today, so undefeated on the day.
All right. Anyone happen to claim Red Scamper or any of the other 5 there?
No claims in this one.
No claims. All right.
Kalen says too rich for my blood. They'll return to their stables.
All right.
All right, before we look at the last race, let's take a look at the race schedule coming up here real quick. So this is race day 10. Next time out is 11. And then the Lewistown Sprint Championships and the Moms return to racing. So 4 stakes races coming up in just 2 race days. And then it's stakes races 3 days in a row. Our draft is in there. This is a busy, fun part of our schedule, and it's right around the corner.
Nice. Looking forward to it, Chris.
Let's do race 10.
Let's do it. Last race. The race after the penultimate race of the day. And we've got 6.5 furlongs here on the dirt. 9 horses ready to rock. We've got There Is No Spoon. Recency bias as a couple B's, but Checkmate there as your A grade. 1 career win, 1 career place, over $300,000 in winnings. What else you got, Nate and Chris?
Yeah, 5 horses in this field started in the Met Mile, probably using this as a prep race for the Lewistown Sprint Championships in a few weeks.
Oh, sure. Yeah. 6.5 furlongs.
Nice.
Okay. We'll see if Checkmate can take care of business as the A grade horse.
Indeed. All right. Last race of the day out on the dirt. As we said, it's a bit of a sprint here, 6.5 furlongs. And they're off. Checkmate out to a big lead early, followed by Jealous Lover. Element OP now up into second. Recency bias there as well. Macamaroni and Cheese, Antithesis all switching places, but Checkmate definitely with a big lead, keeping it. Recency bias now charging to the halfway point and overtaking Checkmate for the lead. Checkmate takes it right back. Jealous Lover there in third. Macamaroni and Cheese now up into third, but Checkmate pulling away from the field. There Is No Spoon charging into second, or about to, but could not. Element OP right there with recency bias. But this race is all about Checkmate. And Checkmate, more than a full length win there for, that's Alex, right? Yeah. Recency bias ends up in second, followed by Macaroni and Cheese for the show. And then there's Element OP, There Is No Spoon, Standard Bearer, Mr. President, Jealous Lover, and Antithesis rounding out our field. But congrats to Alex, win number 5 on the season, and Checkmate getting the victory, number 2 in their career.
Yes. Congrats, Alex. Um, is that Nate, is that second win? I mean, it's been top 2 every race for Checkmate.
Yeah, second win. Yeah, 3
yeah.
races, 2 wins, and 1 place for Checkmate. Very impressive.
Off to a good start. All right, let's see if we can update the standings.
All right, let's check them out.
Here's where they are now.
Kalen getting a couple victories today. Stefan getting a couple victories. And as you see, Kalen still maintaining that big lead, almost $500,000 over Brett.
All right.
There we go.
There they are now. Stefan with the 2 wins up in the 10th. Brett with the win and Johnny with the claim purchase. We've finally got a little gap here. Alex won the biggest race of the day, so Johnny still finds himself in a nail biter with someone, but now it's him and Alex fighting for third, maybe more.
Less than $1,800
Yeah,
between third and fourth.
which is a bigger gap than he had with Brett earlier, but yeah, little bit of a shakeup there, and
Yeah, really close there, second through fifth, remaining very
yeah,
very competitive.
Nate keeps charging up the leaderboard too. Charlie rounding out the Sable's in the money so far.
Nice.
All
All
right.
right. Another beautiful day here in Gainesville. Lewis Downs, great race day again. We've got one more here at Lewis Downs before our stakes races in 4 weeks. The Lewis Downs Championships. I feel like I didn't say that right. Lewis Downs
It's all right. So Lewis Downs Sprint Championships.
There we
Lewis
go.
Downs Sprint Championships.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the first set of stakes races coming up.
All right. Anything else, guys?
No, check out for those rule changes that I'll post. And if you want silks that are as awesome as Zach and Nate's are, you can find out in the Slack how to make those. Otherwise, I think you could sign us off.
5 minutes. That's all it takes. 5 minutes to make those beautiful. All right. For Nate and Chris, I am Jimmy. We'll see you in 2 weeks right back here at Lewis Downs. Have a great night, everybody.